my appearance, but it is what it is. She's had a long night feeding, and I just wanted to do this live because I've been to the doctors recently and I've said that Autumn struggles to get a full night's sleep like ever. Like, I know babies don't sleep full nights. She's only just 13 months, and I know that. Like, I've had children before, but I just needed a bit of help. Just a bit of guidance, really, because obviously I'm feeding as and when she wants still. And the doctor basically gave me some really bad advice. He was just like, well, breastfeeding isn't really necessary anymore. And I was like, well, with all the information that I've ever been given, or I've ever known, or I've ever read up on, it definitely is still needed. And if she wants it, she can have it because of all the antibodies and all the goodness it gives her, basically. And everybody knows breast is best, but no discriminatory to anyone that doesn't breastfeed, but it's just I was trying to find ways of helping her to sleep through more. So basically, if you've ever had that kind of information off of your doctor, don't listen, because nursing is about the time and the bond, not just the fact that um you're breastfeeding, it's the bonding. And obviously it's something that they feel safe with, and they get something from it, obviously, because they do want to nurse when they're in discomfort. They do want to nurse when they're tired. They do feel like they're protected when they're with you, because there's no bond like it if you breastfeed, then but obviously, given that information, I was like, what? So I've done my own research, and it's actually beneficial. And it's up to you. When there's no limit as to when you stop breastfeeding your baby, it's as and when you feel, and as and when they're ready for the next step to not be breastfeeding. But yeah, I was told it's basically for the mother now, it's not really for the baby. And I was like, what? So if you get any advice like that, just no. Like, I was just in shock and couldn't believe that he was saying this, because obviously I've seen babies that are not breastfed that get ill like that because they've not got the antibodies. And obviously when you're using bottles, there's more germs on the teats. And I was just like, how many more parents have you said this to? You know, like, you need to shut up. But I have complained about him, and hopefully something will get done. But um, it's just to say that it's not a doctor's opinion or a health visitor's opinion or your mum or your friend, or it's whenever you feel ready and whenever your baby feels ready. Like, if that's 2 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, it's your decision and it's your body and it's your baby, and you do whatever suits you. There is no age of when you stop feeding your baby. It's as and when you're ready and they're ready, because obviously a baby will still want to nurse. um if they want to nurse, like, it's giving them comfort. And obviously, when I feed Autumn, I know that she's gone to sleep happy, and there's none of this structured crying or leaving her for a set amount of time, because there's new studies on this. And when they used to do it back about 10, 15 years ago, where you leave the baby and let it settle itself off, that's not what you should do, like, in my opinion. Like, there's loads of research to say that it just tenfold snowballs the stress and anxiety of the baby going to sleep. And this is because they're not with anyone, and they're so young and so little that they can't understand that they've just got to go to sleep. They're just stranged out. They're just weirded out by the fact that they're sat on their own and they're just expected to fall asleep. Like, I don't understand how anyone can think, I know professionals were saying it for a long time, can think that that would be great for a baby, because it's not. It's just going to feed anxiety and make them not like sitting in a room on their own, therefore emphasizing when they're older that they don't want to sit in a room on their own. They're going to want night lights, they're going to want you with them when they're older. But obviously as they get older, once they've got into a structured routine of knowing that um, when they're older, that they don't have to be nursed, or they don't have to have a bottle, they don't have to have these things that help them, then that's fine, you know. That's when they're older. Like my kids, my older kids, have all 2, 3 years old, had a book, bath, and gone to bed. Like, not every night they've fallen asleep and stayed asleep, like, but that's just kids. That's what happens. And it's not thinking that you've got to have this perfect routine and you've got to always have this routine in place, because things happen. There's events, there's things that people have to go to, there's things that babies will want to attend, like, because babies love baby classes, and babies love going to firework displays, and babies love going trick-or-treating. So there's not always going to be a time for routine. There's got to be time for structured change. And um, I suppose what I'm saying is there is no age that is set in place, and you don't have to listen to other people's opinions, and you don't have to conform to what society tells you that you should be doing. Like, because if I did, then I would be weird for still breastfeeding Autumn because she's over 1. But it's just not that way anymore, and it's so much better these days because it is very much well documented that breast is best, and cow's milk is basically what formula is, you know. But it's just best. What is it? Fed is best at the end of the day. But what I'm trying to say is, don't ever feel pressured into giving up breastfeeding because of the sideways looks, or the older generation. Oh, they should be on a bottle now, or they shouldn't be having the breast now. Like, it's all about what you as a family feel is right for your baby. And if they still nurse before they go to sleep, so what? You know, they're feeling protected, loved, safe, and they're also getting all the goodness from the breast milk, and them antibodies will be fighting all these common colds and flus and what have you, because Autumn has never been ill, you know, and that's because she's breastfed, and that is the truth. That is full of antibodies, and it doesn't matter how many professionals want to tell you their opinion or what they think you should be doing. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you and your baby alone will know when you're ready to stop. And it's not a set time, and there is no age. Like, most people that I know have done it until their baby's 9, 10 months, which is brilliant, and that's off to them. But it's just whatever you feel. Don't feel that you have to set yourself in this time limit and you have to have finished. But obviously there are times where you have to finish because basically you've had to go back to work and there's no opportunity for you to pump. And it's one of them things where you can't choose yourself, so you just have to stop. But just keep going, mamas, and never feel embarrassed or shamed for breastfeeding, and don't let any professionals tell you when they think that you should do it or that it's for the mother's benefit, because we all know who breastfeed that do it. It's for the baby's benefit, and we all know that they're fighting the common colds and the flus, and even probably COVID. Like, there is absolutely no reason for that to not, because it's basically just another form of the flu. Um, but yeah, just keep going and don't feel that you have to conform to society and what they tell you, because it is nobody's choice but your own. And no matter what anybody else thinks, it's you and your baby at the end of the day, and it's what you feel comfortable with. But thank you for all my new subscribers. Please like and comment if you would like any other advice or any other videos to do with babies or weaning, or just let me know what you would like my next video to be. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.